This is the cleanest it's probably ever going to be. Mowed yesterday, mowed my neighbor's yard for him, and just wanted to do a quick walk around video of it and got it finished, somewhat finished. I still got to paint that, and I got to paint the reverse pedal that I made, but I cannot figure out how to set the deck up. Spent 3 hours out there setting the deck up, and cannot figure out how to get it. I've checked it side to side, got it within like 1/8 of an inch of itself side to side, but what it's doing is when you mow, right, and I don't know if it's the tires pushing the grass down. It seems like that's what it is, but I don't have enough vacuum to pull the grass back up and cut it. But I'm leaving like little strips, and when I turn corners, it gets really bad. And I got it like 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch front to back. It's lower in the front, higher in the back. But I mean, I got my 13-year-old out there trying to help me do this, so I'm going off of what she's telling me on the other side, because my back is too bad to get up and jump and run to the other side. So I don't know. I'm going to mow with it. It's not doing a fabulous job like I thought it would. It used to do a fabulous job. It had started cutting strips before I took it apart. It had started cutting strips on me. So I don't know if it's something to do with that, or if it's actually something else going on. But ended up checking all the temperatures, and I'd like somebody that has one to tell me what their temperatures are. I'd be curious to what your temperatures are on your hubs when you shoot them. Everything was an even temperature after running it for about an hour, and then shutting it off for, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. I ended up running upstairs and getting the infrared reader, and they were 153 to 155 degrees. The gearbox was 155. Everything seemed to be 155 degrees. All the pulleys, all the bearings, the housings down below that I shot those housings. They were 150. And can't, like I said, don't think I got anything going on, that I know of. But like I said, I got her all finished, and I actually mowed my first yard with it, my neighbor's front yard, and I'm fixing to go finish his backyard and do my yard, and then my other neighbor Les's yard. If he hasn't gotten his, he's been gracious enough to help me out like Larry has, and I just thank God for both of them. They've always been there to help me out with my kid or anything I needed help with moving. When my basement flooded, the water got about 8 inches deep. It run through the garage doors there when we had some big torrential downpour in my basement. This whole area down here, thank God my sump pump was back there, because it actually cleared the whole thing out in a matter of 10-15 minutes, I guess. But there was probably 4 inches of water down here that ran up into this room, not all the way up into the room, but partially up into the room, and ended up having to rip all this carpet out, and it was, needless to say, a nightmare. We'll never have another finished basement again. If I build another house, it will not have a finished basement in it. But build a house. Didn't build this one. But anyway, that's it. And thanks for watching and following along through this journey. It's been quite a nightmare. I'm going to try and figure out how to get my computer working so I can do some photographs. I got like hundreds of photographs that I can't figure out how to put them into like a movie and kind of talk about them a little bit. So I'm gonna get on YouTube and watch some videos on that. Hopefully can learn something about that. Oh yeah, Musty One, you were talking about your new shop and having it be far away, your tools be far away. This is something I built that I was gonna do a video on, but I just figured I'd show this. Maybe this will help you out. It's an old chair, is all it is. The old top of the chair, and the cylinder went bad on it. So I took and just put a rod through it. It's got a it bounces a little bit, so when you hit bumps and stuff, it kind of still has that spring in the bottom of it. But basically, this is just an old like serving tray for your bed. It had legs on it. It's black, shiny black. I thought, hey, that's what I bought. Paid like I think I paid $2 or $3 for it at the Savers or whatever. And this is an oven roaster pan out of one of them little mini ovens that I paid like $1 for. And if you look at these, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but they're hubcaps. They're weld-wheeled hubcaps that used to be on a 1-ton dually I had, and I just had them laying around. I put a bolt through the middle of them, and they're individual parts trays. So if I'm working on something right to left, I can put the individual parts in there. These are all four-wheeler parts that got to get put together one of these days. And there's another one over there. And then this is an old change tray, stainless steel change tray. And that's a handle that I had laying around. I think I paid $2 for that. So I probably got, I don't know, less than $30 in the whole thing. And then I built that little thing to hold that. That's just a piece of angle iron welded on there. Then I took these rings. These rings are off of a wine rack that you buy like at Savers or something. And I just welded them on there. The impacts fit in the back. And I got some straight rod and screwdriver actually. It's supposed to sit up like that. And so I put all this thing together with just junk. And I started out with just this base is what I started out with. And then ended up adding to it as time went on. And then that thing came with a toolbox, and I never used it, so I just welded a piece of flat steel on there. And then I've got some other steel coming out here that's for future additions. And then I found this old, like a, what do you call that thing? Malt shaker cup, something like that. I ended up putting it on there because I had all these pins laying up in here, and they were a nightmare because they kept getting bolts in them, so I just stuck all that junk in there, and that worked out pretty good. And this little tray came with a toolbox I bought. And then, let's see, these are just U-bolts that were trash. I had some U-bolts that I trashed. Had some U-bolts that I just cut in half and bent, and actually this one actually goes like this here, and I got a big sledgehammer goes in there. And then this was a wrench that a guy gave me that had one of those, it was one of those wrenches for like centering up steel, had a big, except for it had a regular wrench on the end of it. I thought, man, this thing would work perfect for centering up a hole. If you had to center up 2 pieces of metal, shove it in there, and then put a bolt through someplace to get it centered up, and it works really good. I just drop it in there, and then I got this great big screwdriver that usually drops through here and sits in there. But anyway, Musty, I thought maybe you could build something, build something a little bit, oops, sorry about that, build something on a little bit bigger basis to roll around your shop and have by your tables. I made this one real low, so when I'm doing brakes or whatever, you can do it. And I ended up, what I'm gonna do is, let's see, where is that stuff at? Trying to figure out where it went. I think it's in the basement down here. Anyway, this video is getting kind of long. Sorry about that, but is it in here? Yeah, here it is. What I did was I don't know if you can see that metal tray. That's going to be my base for my new one. I'm going to make that like on top of the chair, put that on the first level, and then this one's going to be the second level. Get rid of that thing. That's going to be the second level. And what that's going to be for is for like my impacts and drills and any parts I'm working on, so I don't have to set it on the floor, because I got a terrible back. My back is just destroyed. I can't bend over. If I do, it's going to hurt really bad. So I try not to bend really tight, stay bent over for very long, but try to keep everything up high But hopefully, like I said, that'll be one of the next projects that goes. I'll get rid of all that junk that's in there. And just a teaser, that's the four-wheeler, my rack for my four-wheeler. Hopefully that's going to come in this winter, or this summer, actually later on this summer, and get done, get finished so I can plow snow with it this winter. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'm gonna go out here and see if I can mow some grass. I need to mow some grass. It looks pretty bad out there. So anyway, remember to like and subscribe, and there's my tires. I was telling you guys on that other video. There's the 2 tires for my dump trailer, my hydraulic dump trailer that I'm gonna build. But they're ready to go. I got the axle, I got the hub assembly ready to go. And hopefully, like I said, I'll start working on that, and hopefully start working on that again. That right there is an arrow over hydraulic jack, and I'm hoping to build a hydraulic press, because I'd like to be able to bend 1/8" plate like this, like the guys do online there. I think that on YouTube, I'd like to build some 1/8" plate, bend some 1/8" plate up, and that's hopefully going to be the supports for it. Either that, or I'm going to go with something like that right there, that 4-inch tubing. But it's thin walled, and I just don't think it'll hold up under 20 tons of pressure, because that's a 20-ton jack. So anyway, just kind of what's going on around here. Fixing to go out and start mowing. I'll maybe shoot a video after I get done mowing, showing you the strips that are going through it and what the problems I'm having. Maybe somebody's got some advice on how to remedy that problem with a 445. Like I said, I've never had this deck apart since it was brand new 22 years ago when I bought it. And I took it apart, and like I said, I adjusted these, I adjusted those, and I don't know if I got too much hanging out of there, got too much coming up out of there, and I did adjust those. And I just don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but if anybody's got any advice, I'd appreciate it. Have a good day, and God bless. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you would, please. And ring the bell, so if you want to see my future videos. Anyway, I'm gonna go mow. We'll see you later.